Hello. It's Wednesday, and here I am again for another live, another training, a little bit of information for you, just enough for you to open your mind, open your inspiration, open a new perspective so you can be better in life, so that you can feel better. And that is my mission in life, to help you feel better with yourself. Many times as women, we go different phases and we start feeling lousy, moody, uncomfortable. Maybe we feel starting to feel some loneliness, and there's changes in our lives. So at this stage, and whenever we want to make changes in our lives, we want to feel better at what we're doing, whatever it is, right? So I am very excited to talk about this topic today. And if you don't know me very well yet, my name is Maaike Signs. I'm a health and wellness coach. I've been doing this for several years now, and 3 or 4 years, and I've been in wellness for over 8 years. And psychology is also my major, so I love everything to do with human behavior. So I'm very intricate, and I'm learning all the time to bring new things to you so that you can improve a little bit every day. That's my mission in life. So with no further saying, I want to also know where you're joining me from. If you're listening live, do hashtag live. If you're listening to the replay, tell me where you're joining me from, and then do hashtag replay. I love to hear who is there, who's listening, whether it's now or later, or wherever you go and listen to this. I hope you feel value on this. And the topic for today, as you saw, is sabotage. And this is a big word, and this is a big topic for everyone, because I feel that everybody at certain point in life, we feel this. And this is the make or break point to the growth, the goals, the results, whatever we want to achieve in life. This is a make or break. When you know and notice why you're sabotaging, or what is causing that sabotage, that is a struggle, that is kind of the fight, the war you have inside you. And when you discover that, then it's easier to become aware, notice yourself when you're doing it, so that you no longer do it, or you prevent it from happening, and you're all able to overcome. And then is when you feel the results. Maybe you want better results to feel healthier. Maybe you want to move your body more. Maybe you want to have more energy. Maybe you want to become a better person. Maybe you want to be a better mother. Maybe you want to be a better wife. Maybe you want to be better at your business, your work, and have more productivity. Whatever that might be for you, there is a make and break point. So let's talk about 3 ways in which you can see sabotage coming. Are you ready? So number 1 is other people or things are always more important. Who is there? Who is feeling that everything is always more important than you? Write number 1 on the chat if this is you. So what happens here? We start to do things that we want to do, and we say, okay, I'm gonna go work out every day at XYZ time. And then all of a sudden, something just shows up, and it's like, oh, you're kind of making excuses. It's like, oh, I need to prepare dinner for the family, or I need to take care of my elderly that she's feeling sick, or I need to attend this workshop or this call first. But you said that you were gonna work out, but something in your brain loads up and then interrupts you. So we're prioritizing everything and everybody outside before ourselves. So that is number 1. Are you prioritizing others first than you? And that is very, very common in many, especially in women, right? Men have it easier because sometimes they prioritize, well, maybe they don't prioritize their health, they prioritize their job first. But whatever goal you're trying to achieve, we're talking about the goal that you want to achieve, then you're prioritizing everybody else, other things or other people. So that is number one. That gets in the way from you getting to do the actions to get the results that you want. Number two, we have this when we're wanting to feel accepted. So write down on the chat if this is you. You are doing some things to feel more accepted. What do I mean with that? Let's say you do not want to disappoint others, or you don't want to upset anybody. So even though you want to work out, you want to eat healthier, you want to read a book, you want to go for a walk, you want to work on your stuff, but you don't want to upset others. And maybe you go someplace and they say, hey, this is delicious, why don't you eat this? But well, I'm trying not to eat these things because I am trying to feel better and improve my health. So, but you don't want to disappoint them. And maybe they prepared the best dish that they could have for you. And maybe it's your grandmother, maybe it's your aunt, maybe it's your husband. They prepared the best food, but it's not quite what you're looking for, because that, you know, that you don't want to eat that right now because you're in a changing your lifestyle so that you can feel better. So in order to feel accepted, you bend your arm and you eat that thing, even though you feel lousy afterwards. Or maybe somebody's asking you to do something, but you need to do other things and you had other plans for yourself, but you do not want to disappoint them. So instead of agreeing to yourself, you agree to the other person. And guess what happens? Then you're moody, then you're angry with yourself, and everybody's having a lousy time because we're just wanting to be accepted. We agree on things and then nobody's happy. Has that happened to you? It has happened to me many times. Maybe even a decision to make to go to a restaurant, or maybe a decision to a movie. So there's no communication, or there's no agreements, and then you just decide to do what they want instead of what you want, and nobody gets happy and nobody benefits from that either. So that's number two. So if you're feeling that you need to feel accepted, and that's why you do not want to upset anybody, if that is you, write number two, hashtag number two, if that is your case. And number three is you feel very good for a little bit of time after doing your workouts, or after eating healthy for a while, or after getting some results in your job, you start feeling good. So then you say, oh, I deserve a little extra, right? So that little extra is like, okay, you deserve a little bit of pampering, or you deserve something that makes you feel good again. What happens when we're doing changes, when we're having changes, the body is not, and the brain are not used to, maybe you're feeling anxious and depressed and you have zero energy, right? And you're working on yourself to prioritize yourself and working on eating healthier and moving your body. And then all of a sudden your body has more energy, but the body and the brain are not used to you having this energy so often. So it's like, wait a second, I'm not used to this, so I'm gonna break you down for a little bit so that you don't feel so good. And you need to, it gives you like a little warning of palpitation or anxiety, or the contrary, maybe you're feeling too good and you've been working out so hard and you've been eating healthy for a long time, for a short period of time, and it's like, oh, I'll eat a little bit of dessert today, because you're feeling good, you're being a good girl, right, for a while. And it's the way the body and the brain are working, and they're helping you, and they're sabotaging it, thinking that they're helping you, but they're making a disservice. So how do we work with this? So with the three types that I have described, we're seeing that sabotage comes from two places. So we talked about three examples, but it's really coming from two different places. Number one is coming from other people, behaviors from friends, from family, from coworkers, from colleagues that do not want you to change because they would not know how to relate with you when you change, when you are that other person that you're wanting to become. So that is kind of a threat for them. So they're trying to manipulate you so that you don't make those changes. And this is coming from an unconscious level. So it's very difficult to, it's a very fine line to understand this. But when you catch it and you become aware, that then you are able to know. We cannot change what we're not aware of, right? And the second place where sabotage is coming from is also from our inner rebellion. So both of these come from, guess what? We have, when we cannot change something or we're sabotaging something, it's fear not to be loved anymore. So when we feel that there's going to be a detachment from something, it's like if we're doing something that we don't like, but that's the way we are used to relating to a person or a thing, or then we have the fear of change because we fear that we're no longer going to be loved. Is this how you're feeling? Is this like a light bulb that you're having right now? And this, by the way, this kind of trainings are coming up. They're coming from my coaching program that I do with my clients so they can finally get the results that they want. So all these things are probably new for you, and these are different ways of we address things so that you can upgrade your brain, your patterns, your behaviors, so that you can break through and get the results that you want. So how I want to share with you 10 different signs that lets you know that you're doing some self-sabotage. Are you ready? So these are 10 signs, and you probably are doing 1 or 2 or 3 or more of these constantly. And I know because I catch myself all the time doing some of these, and it's because we're always we want the change, but it's hard to change, right? So we have 10 signs to self-sabotage. Number 1 is procrastination. Who is a good procrastinator? Are you a procrastinator? Then write on the chat, procrastinator. Number 2, people pleasing. So we talked about that earlier. People pleasing. We don't want to upset anybody, so we please everybody. And that just leaves us depleted. Number 3, negative self-talk. Are you feeling like you are constantly having a negative self-talk? If you're feeling constantly depressed, you're anxious feelings, you're probably doing a lot of negative self-talk. So if that is you, write down in the comments, negative self-talk, or wherever you were watching this video. Number 4 sign is waiting for the perfect time to start. So many times we want to start a diet, we want to start feeling better, we want to start a program, but we're waiting for the perfect time or somebody else to give us permission to do it. Well, guess what? That never happens. If we don't start whenever we feel like it, even though if it's uncomfortable, then we will never see the changes that we want. And that is something that is hard that I learned, but nobody's gonna do the work for you. Once you say that you want something, look for it and make it possible for you. If you start asking for permission to others, then you will never get started. There will never be the ideal time, and time is running out. So that was number 4, perfect time. So if you're looking for the perfect time and you're usually there, write down in the comments the perfect time. Number 5 is not setting up or holding boundaries. This is huge, you guys. When we do not know how to set our boundaries and respect ourselves, then that's when problems come. Problems between communication with our coworkers, with ourselves. There's kind of a war because we are not setting ourselves with boundaries, or setting them and not holding them. And that is huge in everything. Even with the pets, sometimes we have to discipline them. That means putting boundaries. If we want better behavior from the other person or the pet or ourselves, we need to set boundaries. We need to prioritize certain things. So this goes all around. If you want to become a better parent, you also need to set boundaries. You cannot allow your kid to do everything. And here's a little tip, whenever they're very demanding of your time, when they are very loud and they're kind of interrupting yourself all the time, then that means that you're not setting the proper boundaries, and they are disrespectful to you. But who is at cause and at fault? We are, because we don't set the boundaries where we should, because we don't want to upset them, right? So if you are having difficulty with boundaries, write the word boundaries in the chat and the comments. So number 6 is making excuses or just justifying behavior. It's like, oh yes, but I need to do this, but you're justifying, or somebody is doing something, but that word but is kind of justifying a behavior from somebody else, or that you're just making excuses not to. Why can't you get what you want, or why can't you do what you need to do for yourself? It's troubling, and everybody has that. So, but if you're constantly making excuses, write down excuses on the comments. And number 7 is setting a goal without really setting an action plan. So you want to get healthy, you want to work out more often, but you don't have a plan in action. It's like when there's no plan in action, there's no destination. You do not know what are the steps to get you there. So when you have a goal and you have a plan in action and you have support and accountability, then everything gets aligned and you're able to achieve it faster, right? So we're talking about health and wellness and coaching because that is my experience. But I also want to become a better businesswoman. I want to become a better parent. So I want to become better at myself. So I need to have a plan to everything that I want in different areas of my life so I can get there. And I am not perfect. I am like, even doing this about self-sabotage is sometimes it's hard, right? Am I going to say the right words? And do I have an action plan of what I want to say? Yes, well, I do have an action plan. And then why is it? Because I feel this is very, very important to learn this topic so we all become better. Because I want you to become the better you that you can become so that you can bring your gifts to the world. So that is number 7. So number 8 is surrounding yourself with unsupportive people. Wow, this is huge. Sometimes we want things to change and we are not surrounding ourselves with the people that are going to support that and in that health. So it's very, very important to find a support system with family, with friends, with mentors, with coaching, so that you surround yourself to so people can believe in you probably more than you can believe in yourself first, so that you can make those changes. So it's very, very important to find the right support if you want to change in an area of life. So that's why there's so many coaches in different areas. That's why so many mentors. That's why there's teachers, right? You surround yourself with the people who are ahead of you in the thing that you want, so that you get the support that you need and you can make progress in your goals. Number 9 is getting off track when you just started to see progress. So, like I said, you start feeling a little bit good, a little bit too good, and like, oh, I'll leave that for tomorrow. I'll leave that for tomorrow because I'm already achieving these results. Well, guess what happens? That you lose momentum, and then it's easier. It's more difficult to pick up again. So that is number 9. If you are there, write the word, get off track. So you constantly get off track because you see a little bit of progress. And number 10, last one but not least, is not keeping your promises that you make to yourself. Holy moly, this is huge, right? So not keeping the promises that you said to yourself that you're gonna do. And that is huge. And that, guys, that is part of our integrity. When we say we want to do something and we hold our word and we do it, guess what? You feel self-trust, you feel your self-confidence grows, and then you remove the sabotaging thing, because then you're taking action in the things that you said you wanted to do. And then you get the results. But when we get out of our brain and just do it, right? Like the Nike slogan says, just do it, and do not look for all the excuses, then you will make more progress. So all these things in my coaching program, we go behind the scenes and we try to understand what are the good reasons for you wanting the goal that you want. Also, what are the bad reasons for you getting to the results and achieving the goals that you want? When this becomes clear, when there's no more confusion, then it's very simple and easier to change, to make the changes, because you know where the source, the root cause from the thoughts or the things, the sabotage is coming from, and then you understand, okay, now I know where it's coming from, now I can become aware when I'm doing it, and now I have the tools to change. So this is why I believe in coaching. It's so powerful, because you learn how to bring out your own power with all these tools. Then you become like the tool lady. Like whenever something happens in life, I don't have to be there with you. You will know what tools you can use because you have them in automatic. It's like driving a car in automatic. You know when to shift gears. It's the same thing when you go through coaching and you want to make progress in your health and your energy. Then you know it, like, oh, this is happening with this relationship, now I know what to do. And that is a power that I want you to feel with yourself, so that you can do anything that you want in life. So through this, then you start taking your own responsibility of making the right decisions at the right times. And when you start doing that, guess what? More things open up for you. There's more opportunities coming to you because you're honoring what you want, you're doing what you want, and there's no more sabotage, and you're feeling that you're on track with the things. And then as you do, more things open up for you. Instead of breaking down all the time, like a car breaking down all the time, you start kind of going in the flow and the freeway at a steady pace, at a steady pace, and then you finally get to destinations and you get to enjoy the places where you land. And that is the purpose for me, to help you get there. Wherever you want to go in your health and your wellness, I can help you get there with different tools. And I hope that this has been insightful for you. And I want to finish with one thing, that what is the number one thing that is getting in the way from you taking action, and what is on whatever you want to do. And that is that it's also the cause of the sabotage, is that you don't feel worthy of deserving the thing that you wish so badly to do. So whatever you are feeling is like, if you don't feel worthy, then you're going to look for all the excuses. So making that first action and getting ahead of the unworthiness, because you are worthy of deserving anything, of you're worthy of deserving and to receiving anything that you want and becoming anything that you want. So when you feel worthy or you step up ahead of it, then you take the action, and then all the investment that you're having, you will start seeing all the return from your investment. So the number one thing that is worth investing is in yourself, so that you can feel better with yourself every day of your life. And I went a little bit over time today. My purpose is to do it 20 minutes, so I hope that this has been insightful. If you are someone who wants to improve your health, you want to feel better with yourself, if you want to have more energy, do you want to live with better quality of life, I am here for you to help you. I'm on a mission to help 1,000 people, 1,000 women improve their health. So if that is you and you want more information, I'll be happy to talk with you. And you know where to find me also if you're in this group. I hope this was insightful. I want to know what you're taking away from this conversation today. And I wish you a beautiful day, beautiful rest of the week. And I just want to say, I love you. Bye.